Hi, this is your host Shubham Tiwari, and I welcome you to Education Plus, a show brought to you by Wonderpublish magazine, where we try to bring in the institutional perspective to the discourse around education and, more importantly, education technology. Today's guest is Principal Vibha Khosla, who heads Shri Global School in West Delhi. Welcome to Wonderpublish magazine, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your kind words, Shubham.
First of all, we hope that you're doing well and keeping safe during these times.
Yes. So far, so well. And I hope that's the same with all of you as well.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So, taking this strand further, how is your school doing during this second wave of COVID?
So honestly, Shubham, this is actually a time of adversity,
Yeah.
but I strongly believe in positivity. And, if we keep thinking about the negative thoughts, then we are just manifesting the same. So, me, along with my team, we are trying to manifest positivity. We
Okay.
want to keep our teachers, we want to keep our children, we want to keep our parents,
Right.
whoever are associated with us, um, you know, to be a little away from the news. Because I know it's nice to be aware, it's nice to read the news, it's nice to follow. But then
Yeah.
at this point of time, we as adults, our heart sinks down when we see the news and we come to know about what all is happening outside. So at least for the children,
Yeah.
we are continuing with classes, and these classes are all activity based classes.
Yeah.
Classes are there where there is a lot of collaborative learning which is happening, there is experiential learning which is happening, there is confidence building classes that are happening,
Right.
and we are trying to manifest as much of positivity in spite of all odds. So it's a very challenging situation at this point of time, I would not deny.
Yeah.
But then, impossible also says that I'm possible. So I'm sure that the world is going to heal and things are going to be well again.
Yes. Absolutely, ma'am. And when I spoke with you earlier, you said that some kind of CBSE training is going on in your school. So, can you tell us about what these trainings are all about?
See, CBSE has taken a lovely initiative at this point of time.
Yeah.
What they have done is that they have introduced a lot of trainings, and they have also made it a mandate that all the teachers and even the principal of the school, they are not leaving us. It's very
Okay.
important, uh, because every day
Yeah.
that you learn, you are living. The day you stop learning, you
That's
stop
wonderful.
living. So
Yeah.
it's it's a mandate for us to complete training for 50 hours, which is important in one complete academic year. So CBSE has introduced a lot of trainings. Me being a CBSE trainer, I go ahead and I give the same trainings for the other people uh, who are associated in the CBSE schools, and we do the same in our school as well.
Right.
So, trainings on strengthening the values, gratitude, mindfulness, then experiential learning, art integrated learning, and then we are empowering our teachers as well. So, a teacher would be told to, give a training on something or the other. So, it's like empowering each other.
Okay.
That's how we are going on during this time.
Right. And if I ask you a very simple question, how does one become a CBSE trainer?
Uh, okay, so at this point of time, it's very easy to be a CBSE trainer because CBSE is inviting even freelancers. CBSE
Okay.
is inviting anybody who has the potential to give the training. They give them an opportunity,
Okay.
and once the opportunity is given, they observe the person. They see that what is the feedback,
Right.
because all the participants who are there, they give the feedbacks, and in case the feedback is good, then they keep giving trainings to that person. So this is during this time of pandemic.
Right.
Otherwise, to be a CBSE master trainer, CBSE gives trainings, right? And these trainings are imparted to people who go ahead and invest their time, who want to be learners. And there is also availability of one form which is there on the CBSE training portal
Okay.
that says for the CBSE, if you want to be a trainer, so you could fill in all the mandates which are given there, and
Right.
you are ready to rock.
Okay. Wonderful. So you have been a trainer for how many years now, ma'am?
I have been training for many years now, but while I was heading this school and
Yeah.
I was the founder principal, those things took a backseat.
Okay.
But during this pandemic, it was extremely important that I got back to my that track. So since last year, then I really started in full on, and
Okay.
I've been doing it. So I was doing it for my school,
Yeah.
but I was not doing it for other people. Earlier, I was doing it pan India. But then once I joined here, I'd stopped. But now since last year, it's again in full bloom.
Wonderful. And you're also known to bring in, innovative methods to teaching and imparting education. And one of which, as you mentioned, is neoteric approach. So can you tell us what is neoteric approaches?
Neoteric approach is the new approach. Now, earlier, when we were learners, when we were there as students, so
Yeah.
what I remember is that it was just the chalk and talk method. And the
Yeah.
whole classroom revolved around the teacher. So the teacher came, she delivered the lecture, and she left.
Yes.
Then we said that let's go ahead and make it child centric. And then it was like children who were being empowered. But now, what I personally believe is that it's not only the teacher or the child.
Yeah.
The learning environment has to be child, learning centric.
Okay.
So it's very important that we go ahead and practice approaches wherein learning is being facilitated. Now, when we say that new practices, so people really talk about that. I have taken training from Singapore. I have taken training from Finland, and
Yeah.
I am getting in new practices. I would just like to pause here and I would tell them to think that can we, instead of looking out of the window here and there, can we
Yeah.
just take a dip in our own mythology? Can we just go back to our own Gurukul system? And there are so many activities which are there. So we speak about eye and hand coordination.
Okay.
We speak about experiential learning. We speak about peer tutoring. We speak about collaborative learning. We speak about adaptive learning. So these are all the practices that we are doing. I'll give you a very simple example that
Sure.
in grade when we start teaching the students, a very basic example I'm giving you, that what we do, we have to teach them numbers, we have to tell them colors.
Yeah.
We would take a separate class for numbers, we would take a separate class for colors, right? Then we will take a class where we are teaching them association. I
Yes.
would rather say, let's stop this. Let's have, with technology, there is so much in hand. If you're sitting at home, you
Yeah.
could just take out snakes and ladders and you could play it with your young child. Or at school, we've got huge snakes and ladders and Ludo and other games, chess, that we have it on the floor. And what we do, we take the class outside, take them in small groups. The number association also comes when they rotate the dice and they put it, and they know how they have to jump, how they have to take the numbers. So the number association, the
Right.
color association, all these things come. So these are the kind of practices where children are getting involved,
Yeah.
where children are happy, and learning will happen. Learning will happen. Basically, the teacher is the guiding light. So she, being the facilitator, is not
Yeah.
supposed to be speaking, but I think she's the one who's supposed to be guiding the students. Just that
Okay.
her planning has to be apt.
Right, ma'am. And during this online, phase of education, the time structure has completely changed. I think the number of minutes per class has also changed. So what new methods have you adapted to comply with this period?
Okay, so technologically, I would say that the teachers were not that well equipped.
Okay.
They've actually become very equipped. And there are a lot of methods that we've applied here. If we say we can now go ahead and make lesson plans in the Google Classroom. We
Okay.
are playing quizzes with the children with Kahoot. We're using Padlet. So there are different strategies that we're using online also. But at the same time, what's happening? The children are getting glued to their screens and their
Screens. Yes.
laptops.
Yeah.
Yes. So what we do, we try to put in some more strategies where experiential learning is coming. So we tell the children, that we practice some strategies where there is some kind of meditation which is being included here,
Okay.
right? Some relaxation techniques are there. Some
Right.
happiness techniques are there which are being included, and also experiential learning. So we tell them, okay, get these things from your house, because a house is got so many
Yeah,
resources
you have
that if we're
resources,
teaching
correct.
plants, some of the other child will show them the plant which is growing in their garden. If we are teaching them volume, some of the other child will get those particular utensils and show them, how it is. So
Correct.
we are using lot of techniques, and we're using a blend
Mm-hmm.
of this thing, screen time,
Yeah.
experiential learning, as well as some kind of spiritual learning where children's
Okay.
mind also gets relaxed. So this is a complete blend that the teachers have started using now.
Correct. And you've been organizing extracurricular activities as well. So how do the extracurricular activities look like during these times?
Okay, so extracurricular activities is something that I really love, because I always tell my teachers that let's not teach the way we have been taught, right?
Right.
So I remember sitting in my classroom and getting bored because I've been a kinesthetic learner. I could never sit down for too long. So we have a lot of activities. So if we are doing the concept of, suppose say saving water. So
Yeah.
we've always done that. We've taken our children, I'm talking about the offline strategy as of now. So we would take our children all around
Yeah.
the school. If it's not in school and we are doing it online, we tell them, okay, why don't you go all around your house and see if is there any tap which is dripping? How many taps are there? How many water? How much of water output is coming?
Okay.
And how much of water are you putting? Can you measure that? Can you see the tank? So, like this, we are incorporating activities. We've celebrated almost everything. Uh, Now we're going to be celebrating Mother's Day.
Yeah.
We've done activities like seed ball activities. Children have made seeds, they've planted. Our
Yeah.
parents have been complaining that, ma'am, you people have sensitized children so much that they refuse to throw the seeds in the bin. They
Okay.
are collecting the seed, they're washing the seed, and they, from their vicinity of their house only, they're throwing it far away so that it reaches some other place, and
Some
maybe that
dirt
seed is
place.
going to
Yes.
turn into a plant.
Correct.
Right? We at school, we have a huge space. So we have a gardenia club where we taught children how that farm to plate. So children have been growing vegetables. Now they're doing the same thing at home. If
Okay.
somebody has given a pot, we tell them, okay, grow the tomato seeds. So
Right.
you don't have to go out for the seeds. The tomato that you get, you can
Right.
grow seeds. So we are doing a lot of activities where they're getting sensitized towards the environment, reducing of pollution. We are doing a lot of activities where girls are getting empowered. We are
Right.
doing a lot of storytelling sessions. We are
Mm-hmm.
doing a lot of counseling sessions with our children, a lot of design thinking sessions where children are creating things. We are giving them the values of helping the elderly, helping their parents. We even
That's
tell
great.
our
Yeah.
children that go ahead and, mop. So how to save electricity.
Yes.
So there is so much which is happening. I mean, if I just start saying, it's going to be an endless list here, but anything and everything that we get and which can be incorporated with the value system is
Right.
something that the school is taking an initiative to do at this point of time.
Wonderful. So kids are becoming more resourceful and more
More
thoughtful.
resourceful, more responsible. They are
Right.
helping each other. They're understanding the value of staying at home, and
Right.
the family ties are being strengthened. You know, Even
Wonderful.
a small thing as touching their parents' feet.
Feet. Yes.
Coming back to our Indian values of saying namaste,
Yeah.
namaskar instead of saying hello.
Yeah.
Hygiene, which has again become very important. It's utmost important at this point of time. So all these things are being taken care of.
Right, right. And since the beginning of first lockdown, we have seen, a number of videos on internet, funny videos where, students are switching off their cameras, somebody's not available, somebody's sleeping, somebody's saying what, I mean. So have you encountered such funny incidents at your schools, at your school? Yeah.
Yes, I would not deny. Yes,
Okay.
children are doing it. They are playing video games. See, when we are both talking virtually, you don't know where my hands are,
Yeah,
right?
correct.
I may have a paper, I may have something in my hand, whatever. So
Yeah.
my hands you can't see. So children do have video games, and they keep putting funny pictures, and these are things which happen. But we have taken this, not as a punishment.
Right.
So I always tell my teachers, let it come to be on a funny side. Let it
Right.
be a hilarious moment. Let's all laugh together. And then let's all come back that yes, we all make mistakes and it's okay to do it. And children need, अगर शैतानी नहीं करेंगे तो फिर आप और मैं हो गए ना. बच्चा शैतानी नहीं करे तो वो बच्चा नहीं. It's very important for them to be.
Absolutely correct, ma'am. And what about let's say very aggressive kids? Because there are aggressive kids as well in a classroom, and when you're present, in a classroom in a physical setting, you have your eyes on them. But during online sessions, how do you gauge their behavior and
Okay, so
yeah,
see, children become aggressive. Why do they become aggressive? Why do they shout? Why do they scream? It's something to be understood. In today's time, what is family time? The family is sitting together, they're
yeah,
watching a movie. Maybe the movie is just going on, and all four or five or three of them, maybe they are just, on their phones. If
that
somebody is
happens?
speaking
Yes.
something, the other person is not listening.
Yeah.
So aggression gets developed when the child is not heard. So it's very important that at this point of time, see, academics will go on, right?
Yeah.
All children will learn. But um, education is not only about literacy. Education is to develop a complete, a holistic individual who
Right.
also has values, right? So it's important to be a good human being. So similarly, when the teacher is there, it's important that the teacher listens to the child. And if a teacher will listen to a child, and if she will find that there is some kind of a problem, we've got our counselors, they
Yeah.
do talk to the children. When they talk to the children, the child starts expressing. It does not happen immediately, but
Yeah.
when the rapport formation is there, the gap between the child and the teacher, the gap between the child and the parent, that is bridged. At that point of time, the aggression does not stay. As much aggressive one may be,
Yeah.
there are a lot of relaxation techniques that we keep doing. I said that we have a lot of spirituality also that's going on. But if a child is heard,
Yeah.
then I can actually vouch for this, that that child will not behave in an aggressive manner. The child will behave in an aggressive manner because the child is not mindful of the situation. The child is getting tired sitting inside. So what
Right.
we do, we have are doing classes for instrumental
Yeah.
music, we are doing for vocal music, we're
Okay.
even doing classes where children are jumping in front. So a lot of physical activity. You don't need too much of space. Just put your chair on the side, just where you are. We ensure that that energy, that excessive energy gets
Yeah.
channelized. And if that's getting channelized, then I don't think there is going to be aggression. So
Absolutely.
I personally feel that we need to listen to our children. We need to channelize their energy. We need to
Right.
give them some kind of help. And such cases can be settled very easily.
Wonderful. So, what's your relationship like with your students? Have you always been very approachable, very open? Do they get scared when it comes to interacting with you?
So honestly telling you, it's a very lovely question that you asked.
Yeah.
My relationship with my children and my teachers is that of a mother.
Oh, okay,
So
wonderful.
it's just like a motherly treatment that I have. I'm very firm. I
Okay.
scold them very badly. But you won't believe it that when I go for the round, they would come and they would tell me, to the extent they would give me a small slip also, or they will tell me that in that slip it's written, ma'am, there is a complaint I have written in the drop box. Please
Oh,
check immediately. Right?
okay.
Or this child has hit somebody, or this teacher has actually gone ahead and spoken these words I did not like, or I need a free period.
Right.
So, what I have understood over the years is that if you love children, the best reward of being a teacher is that you get 100 times more of that love. They love you, they reciprocate back. So it's a wonderful relation that I share with my students. They come back to me for anything and everything. And but it's not that I don't scold them or they're not scared of me. They're
Right.
scared of me, but we maintain that thin line of balance.
Wonderful, wonderful. And if I take you back in time when you were starting in this field, how did you start first of all, and how did you get into administration?
Okay. So let me tell you that my maximum experience has been in administration. So
Okay.
teaching has always been a passion for me.
Okay.
And for a person like me, I was married very early. I
Okay.
was married at the age of 19. So if you can
Oh,
imagine for a girl to get married at the age of 19 and then, uh, going to have a career and in a
right.
business family, from a business family where probably they said, why you need
Why?
to work,
I mean, yeah,
right?
why?
But
Correct.
there is always something inside you that drives you. And I always took a job as a passion.
Okay.
So I started with my children going to school, and I volunteered there, and I was there for around 3 years,
Right.
and I was helping the teachers there. So both my girls are from modern, Himayu Road in Parakama. So Himayu Road, I was helping there,
Okay.
and that's where I understood that this is the passion. And then I just took a job which was not very taxing,
Okay.
and there once I took the job, I used to love to teach. There used to be fights that we have to put a child only in her class,
Oh,
but
okay.
at the same time,
Wonderful.
yeah, I mean, it's not self-praise, but yes, because I've
No, but
always
it's
done
truth.
work with
Yes.
my heart. Yes. And at the same time, after the teaching, I used to see this is required, this is required, this is required, this is required. My mind was always working in that manner. And I don't know how it happened, but wherever I've worked, I've been blessed to get the best of employers,
Right.
because they always treasured me. And if I said that this is for the school improvement, they always supported me, and they saw results. And it just kept happening and happening. And I still teach. I love to
Okay.
teach my students. I take
Right.
classes. But at the same time, yes, administration is something that I love to do, the challenges that I love to face.
Yeah.
The only mantra that I have for this is that problems are going to stay, right?
Yeah.
We need to focus on the solution. So if we have that positivity, then I
Yeah.
think the world is open for you.
Great, great, ma'am. And if I take the liberty to ask you this question, what's the one thing about yourself that you would like to, improve or change?
Improve or change.
Yeah. Either of
Okay.
them. Yeah.
Okay. So yes, definitely. I tell everybody, because I want them, that I am very short tempered.
Okay.
So if I see that something is wrong,
Right.
I lose my cool at that point of time. I really try not to do that. I lose my cool at that time, and that is bad. So I tell them that, see, beta, I may lose my cool, but I don't mean that. So now my staff, they say, "Kuch nahi hota. If she scolds, it's fine, but she loves us more than what she scolds, and that doesn't mean anything." So, but I think this is something that I need to change. It's always said that respond instead of reacting.
Yes.
So I've learned this over time, and yes, it is happening. But whenever I see there is something wrong which is happening, I don't know why, but I mean, something. My only vision is a child. Even if
Right.
a parent would say, "Nah, this is something that we want to do, and this is what I feel best for my child," I will fight with the parent also. That no, that's not the right thing. I'm
Right.
using the wrong word. Fight. It's not fight, but yes, I would go ahead and to any limit to convince them that if this is right for your child, please believe and believe in your child. So
Right.
that's
So in a
something
way,
that I
you're
do.
a you're a very perfectionist administrator. Can we call you that?
Uh, yes, that's a bad quality that I have only. You should always strive towards excellence, not towards perfection, because but at the same time, I do encourage a lot. So
Right.
I don't care if my child or my teacher goes out and she
Yeah.
does not win, but I would be more than happy if
Yeah.
she moves from her previous position to the next position a little bit.
Right.
So I like to encourage people. Sometimes people tell me that, "Ma'am, wo kuch karti nahi hai, you keep encouraging." I said, "Beta, that's how this person will grow." So that's how I have been raised, and I
Absolutely.
feel it's important to encourage people.
Right. And there is a accusation to the new education system, ma'am, where people say that everybody is getting felicitated, irrespective of their efforts. Like there are 10 kids in a classroom and all 10 of them are getting awards. So how do you look at this? I mean, should we stay old school where a kid gets the most marks and gets awarded, and not the all of them? What do you think?
So Shubham, I would like to say that it's not only old school.
Yeah.
I think we can have a blend at this point of time.
Yeah.
If we say that in grade nursery, KG, grade one, I'm giving appreciation to every child, then what I'm doing, I'm encouraging. Now
Okay.
imagine if a student is there or if a teacher is there and we keep saying "Aapko ye acha nahi aata, aapko ye acha nahi aata," you are not able to do anything. The
Yeah.
person will give up, right? But if we keep saying, "Wow, you can really do it nicely. You've done it much better than the last time. You
Right.
need appreciation for this. I'm going to make you my star child," right? So the child gets or the teacher starts getting pepped up. So it's very important that in the junior classes,
Okay.
specifically
Junior
in
classes.
the pre-primary,
Right.
in the foundation years, even in the middle years, because in the middle years also the children are getting, they are developing as their bodies are developing, their feelings are changing. So
Right.
we should keep encouraging them. But during the later classes, we also have to tell them that you have to earn the
Exactly.
reward that you're
Correct.
looking forward to. So a balance of both these things, when we feel that this child has the capability to go ahead and do it
Right.
further,
Hmm.
then you put them for that competition. I
Right.
think they would be better individuals, because I may grow at my pace, you may grow at your pace,
Absolutely.
right?
It's subjective. Correct.
Yes, so it is very subjective to every person, but
Right.
everybody deserves encouragement. But at the same time, we need to learn the importance of earning that reward for our own self. So
Wonderful.
we
Yeah.
need to have, some kind of a balance that we do.
Right. Absolutely. And ma'am, you also talk about happiness curriculum. So, what do you mean by that?
See, happiness curriculum is not just one curriculum, or it's not just one period,
Okay.
right? Happiness curriculum is going to come in when the way we teach differs.
Okay.
So I very strongly believe, if you come to our school ever, if you see our classes, you will find happy children and happy teachers and happy parents, right? The reason for this is that we do a lot of activity based learning. Now, when
Yeah.
I am doing learning, then learning is happening with activities. One, the child is experiencing it and the child is doing the activity, right?
Yeah.
We are integrating some or the other form of art, right? Now, if I am just talking to you and you are listening, um, if you have to, you will. If you're not mindful of the situation, you will not. But why do you go and watch the movie? And everybody watches the movie with the same intensity, because the
Yes.
movie is interesting. So if the way, education is imparted, the learning is happening, that is interesting, happiness comes automatically,
Right.
right? So happiness curriculum is very important, because what I feel that if a child is coming to the school happily,
Yeah.
your 70% of the work is done.
Okay.
Then everything is possible. Why? Because if the child is happy coming to school, then why is the child happy? Because the rapport formation is there, right?
Right.
They would say, "Ma'am, I have come to the school because I had this specific period and I just love this teacher." So what is that? That connect is there. So that happiness flows. In our times, it was a class pin drop silence, and we had like fingers like this. I still remember we used to walk like this when we used to walk in the line.
Okay.
Why can't children talk? Why can't they interact? Give
Right.
them time for discipline, but also give them time
Yeah.
to be what they are.
Correct.
We, as a school, what we do, we force our children to be adults. So instead of forcing our children to be adults, we just have to let them be like children. We also have to try and fit ourselves in their shoes and see.
Yeah.
And happiness flows. So that's what we do at school, and that's what I always believe in. That resilience is very important. कुछ भी है, you are present, you are breathing,
Yeah.
you can see everything, be grateful and be happy for that moment and live that
Wonderful.
moment.
Wonderful, ma'am. And lastly, do you have any message for the parents? Because they're also sitting at home, working from home, watching their kids studying from home. They may have many anxieties developing. So, any message?
Yes, so I would just like to tell all the parents that we never knew that we will get so much of time with our children. At this point of time, we are getting this time to be together. in spite of all what is happening, if we are safe, we are
Yeah.
healthy, then I think we need to treasure this time. Instead
Yeah.
of telling our children, go and study and only study, we need to love them. We need to encourage them. And, we need to spend quality time with them. We need to put our TVs, our laptops, our phones aside for some time, play some board games, discuss your experiences,
Right.
the work you are doing, tell children to help you with that. And, learning will happen and the family atmosphere will change, and children and parents would form that bond, which is going to be a lifelong bond. Because what we are experiencing today, and if we are alive, at least I feel that I am going to go ahead and tell this to my grandchildren, that this was the time that we experienced and we survived. So we need to create happy memories. So I would like to request everybody to create happy memories.
Wonderful. And is there anything else, ma'am, that you wanted to talk about and I missed out on?
No, you asked me, and I mean it's all good. Just prayers that everything is okay. And though I myself, I'm not watching the news, but
Yeah.
yes, we need to be very careful, because this virus is not going to go too soon. But life will go on, and we need to be very careful, and we need to be extremely cautious. We
Correct.
don't have to take it like this, and we just have to live our life happily.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Principal Khosla, for your time and speaking with us.
Thank you, Shubham. Grateful. Have a good day.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everyone, for watching this episode. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.